Well, City Hall is completely decked out for the holidays. It's beautiful in here. Joining me now is Mayor Spearman. Welcome.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. It's just gorgeous in here. I think if anybody hasn't been down to City Hall, they need to get down here because it is so cool. You have all the reindeer back there and all the decorations.
Yeah, and if people have the will to do so, the real message behind Merry Christmas is how do we support other people in our communities. So you can bring food donations down here, or you can bring toys. 19% of the children in our city live in poverty. So if you really believe in Merry Christmas, how will we support people in poverty this Christmas to make sure that everyone has an opportunity for a Merry Christmas?
Fantastic message there, Mayor Spearman. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's jump into what happened at the City Council meeting. The big thing everybody's talking about is the, I guess, the widening of Whoop Up Drive. Right?
So I think we want to be careful because we don't have the funding to do the project. What we approved was the funding to do the preliminary engineering so that we can fully develop the scope of the work. That's a $600,000 project, and so we get the engineering work done, and then we can go forward when we have the money to solicit tenders for the work itself. So this is going to be a several $million cost. I know that people who live in the Copperwood area are concerned about the building up of the traffic tension in that area, but in reality, the Royop commercial development and the leisure center aren't open yet, so we do have a few years to work with, and we'll look for opportunities to identify where we can get the funding from.
When is this project slated to begin, actually?
Well, right now it's in the budget for 2022, and we will look for opportunities to bring that forward. That'll be part of our CIP process that begins about a year from now and wraps up in June of 2017.
Wow, so we're still looking quite a ways into the future, but that would be widening Whoop Up Drive into 4 lanes starting where McMaster and Jerry Potts and then heading west, right, towards the leisure center?
And it's important to do the detailed engineering first, so we can fully understand what the real dollar cost is of moving forward with that twinning.
Absolutely. Lots going on in West Lethbridge. That's very exciting news. In the new year, we're expecting some new guests in the city. Everyone's talking about the Syrian refugees, and I believe Immigrant Services has appealed to the province for some funding.
What we have done is provided a letter of support for Lethbridge Immigrant Services. So what they're doing, we are going to feel a little bit of a strain bringing in a large number of people, up to 150 before March 31st. And of course, in order for them to be settled properly and supported properly, Lethbridge Immigrant Services is going to need some additional resources. So, at this point, it's not money going directly to the Syrian refugees. It's money going to Lethbridge Immigrant Services to provide the necessary supports and the resources to make sure that these people are successful when they resettle into our city.
Right, and they're actually coming fairly soon, right?
Yes, we expect some shortly after the new year, maybe even some just a little bit before the new year.
Wow.
But anyways, we expect to receive about 140 to 150 by March 31st, and maybe 250 or so by the end of 2016.
And I know lately there's been concern. Are there any concerns on the city side in terms of screening?
No, we're confident in the screening. I sit in on conference calls with the province on Tuesdays and Fridays, and on Wednesdays of each week, Lethbridge Immigrant Services leads the local steering committee. We believe that the vetting is being done appropriately, and that the Syrian refugees who come to our city will be families and people who are genuinely trying to escape very difficult circumstances in their home country.
Thank you very much, Mayor Spearman, for your insights and for joining us here. You can catch live City Council meetings every other Tuesday right here on Shaw TV.
Merry Christmas, everyone.